Professor Belfrost's science class is back.
Hi, welcome back to my class, and today you are with me again on our mathematics tutorial. And we have entered the last stage of our chapter on equation and inequalities, and this is the review session. But I think for this chapter, as there are quite many topics that we discussed so far, I will break the review session into two videos. Okay, so this is the first part, and there will be a second video also on the chapter of equation and inequalities, reviewing some problems. Okay, to make you understand the important concepts. Okay, so let's start for this video. It will not take very long. Okay, so let's review a few about our last lesson. So yeah, so the absolute value of x is written as x with the preceding and yeah, the x in the cage. Okay, I say this is cage notation. Okay, so it has the following properties: that if x is greater than or equals 0, then the absolute value of x is x itself, and if x is less than 0, then the absolute value of x is minus x. So equations in quadratic form are equations with three terms. The first term has a power other than 2. The middle term has an exponent that is 1/2 the exponent of the leading term, and the third term is a constant. And when we work with inequalities, I can usually treat them similarly to, but not exactly as we treat the equalities. So with addition, subtraction actually is the same thing, but the exception is that when we're dealing with the operation on multiplication and the division, then if we do it with negative number, then it will make us reverse the inequality symbol. Okay, so yeah, that's done for the revision, and that's done for the review and the last lesson. Let's move on to today's discussion on problems related to this chapter. So number one, for each of the following exercises, then find the x-intercept and y-intercept without graphing, and write the coordinates of each intercept. Okay, of course in xy pair, right? So there are three, a, b, and c. So actually they can be solved by the same method. Okay, so x-intercept can be found by substituting the equation with y equals 0, and y-intercept is just vice versa. We substitute it with x equals 0. So by memorizing this concept, then you can solve this problem without any difficulties, as shown in the slide. Okay, a, b, c. The coordinates respectively are 2006, 20, minus 3, and 30, 998. Okay, number two, someone drove 10 miles that were east from their home and made a left turn at intersection and traveled 5 miles north to the place of the work. And if a road was made directly from the home to the place of work, then what will be the distance to the nearest 10th of a mile, and how much shorter will it take the trip to be every day? Okay, so the total distance is in an initial scenario is 50 miles, but if a road was made directly from home to place of work, then it's just about 11.2 miles, okay, to the 10th place. Okay, so it's about 15 minus 11.2, yeah, 11.2, so it's about 3.8 miles shorter now. Okay, number three, given these 4 points, then after find the coordinate of the midpoints of the line segments A, B, and C, then you need to find the distance between the two midpoints to the nearest thousand. Okay, so the midpoint of the AB line is minus 1, 4, and the CD line is 9 halves and 3 halves as shown in the slide. Okay, actually to find midpoint is very easy. You just take the halves of x1, x2, also the halves of y1, y2. That's all we need to know. And the distance between these two midpoints is very easy to be calculated. Just need to utilize the distance equation or Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So c equals the square root of a squared plus b squared. I get it. This is 6.042 to the nearest thousandth. Number 4. For the following exercises, solve its rational equation for x and state all x values that are excluded from the solution set. First, I want you to understand what is excluded solution. Excluded solution is a solution that makes the problem to be undefined. What makes the problem to be undefined? It is only applied to rational equation actually. For rational equation, you have two parts, right? You have a numerator and you have denominator. For the bottom part, okay, the denominator, okay, you cannot make the denominator to be zero, because if you make it become zero, then the result is undefined. Everything divided by zero is undefined, so it never should be zero. So you always need to make sure that the bottom part is not equal to zero. That is the excluded solution. So by knowing this and solving using the regular way, find the LCD if needed, okay, then multiply both sides with the LCD, and you can find the solution to the problem as shown in the slide. Okay, so A, B, C actually done with the same way. Okay, and it's not very difficult, right? Yeah, I think it's easy. Number 5, find the slope, or some textbooks will say this is gradient. Okay, it's the same thing, of the lines that pass through each pair of points and determine whether the lines are parallel or perpendicular. So we have two set of 2 points. Okay, so the first set of point, we find the gradient and is minus 1/3, and the second pair, okay, second line is 3. That if we multiply together these two slopes, then we obtain minus 1 as the result. It means that these two lines is actually perpendicular to each other. Number 6. For the following exercise, they use this scenario. I'll not read it by one by one. Okay. So actually, it's very easy. The first one is to find the cost if you have traveled 50 miles. It's very easy because you have been given the equation. There's a need to find. You don't need to find the equation by yourself. So yeah, you just substitute the x value to be 50 miles. Okay, and then yeah, you can find the y. Y is the cost. Okay, so cost is $57.50. How about maximum number of miles that you can travel if you have maximum of $100? This is just a reverse. Okay, you substitute y to be 100 and you find the x. The x is 220 miles by following that procedure. Then the next one, Fyra starts riding her bike at 20 miles per hour, blah 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 blah. Actually, this is very easy. First, we need to make use of the simplest formula. I think that you must have uh, learned that at the first years of um, high school. Okay, it's just the S. Some books will write S, some books will write D, some books will write X. Okay, it's the same. So distance equals the multiplication of velocity with time. Okay, by using this, actually you can write two more equations. The first distance is 20, okay, t1, and the second distance is 12, t2. And we know that the sum of the whole trip takes 70 miles, okay, and it means that 20 t1 plus 12 t2 equals 70, and it takes 4.5 hours to travel on this distance. So t1 plus t2 equals 4.5. Then we have two equations now, and you can just doing either substitution or elimination to find the t1 and t2. Then you can find the distance by using this data. Number 8, perform indicated operation and express the result as a simplified complex. Actually, this is also simple. For the F, you can utilize FOIL method. Also for G, you can utilize the FOIL method. For H Actually, it's easy. You just need to divide each of them separately. 6 by 3 minus 2 by 3. Okay, and let's see. For I also the same, 6 by I, for I by I. But you need to notice that that 1 by I is equals minus I. Okay. Then for j, you need to multiply it with the conjugate of the complex number on the numerator, on the denominator, I mean. And for n, you just need to note that I power, okay, actually it is cyclic on 4 order, okay. So it always be I minus 1 minus I, minus I 1, okay. That's the cycle. Number 9, evaluate 1 minus I to the power of k for k equals 2, 6, and 10, then predict the value of k equals 40 for the equation. Actually, it's easy. It's done by using the last, yeah, the one that I explain on the end point of the 8th equation. So it is cyclic, okay. So all the power of I to k, okay, actually is cyclic by 4, okay, cyclic by 4. So yeah, you can see how I solve it. So the important thing is that 2, 6, 10 is the keystones in this solution. So you need to solve them step by step if you want to get how to solve the equation for k equals 14. Okay, so for k equals 14 is 128i. Number 10. For the following exercises that evaluate the expressions and writing the result as a simplified complex number. Actually, it's very simple, right? Okay. D, okay, because you notice that this is complex number for both the numerator and denominator, it means that you need to multiply it with the conjugates as shown in the slide, and then you can just query after you have simplified to the most simplified form. For E, actually it's rather direct for the first term, first expression, sub-expression, but for the right sub-expression, you need to do the conjugate things, okay? A multiplication with the conjugate pair, and then you can just simplify. Okay, so for D you get minus 2i, for E you get 9 halves minus 9 halves I. Okay, if you ask why is DE not AB, I want to tell you it means that you have something to do with this problem too in exercise. Okay, because I left the not stated points on the exercise for you to solve for it. Okay, okay, so that's the review, the first part of the review. And here are what you need to do. Okay, what you need to solve. This is your homework. Okay, so please take a screenshot and take your notebook to find the answer to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, and 8. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, then here's the solution. I want you to check to the solution after, only after you have solved it by yourself. Okay, don't let your self to be lazy because I have provided the solution to you. Okay, this solution must be used with the proper way. Okay, then yeah, that's done. This is just very short video. Then here's a quote for you today. So Patti Smith once said that never let go of that furious sadness called desire. And that's all for today. Thank you. Subscribe, give a like, comment, share this video to your friend. I'll be back on every Tuesday. So keep watching and be thoughtful. And don't forget to visit our website on https colon/express.unaux.com. See you on the next video. Goodbye.